Some other underground facilities in the federal arc. The Office of Emergency Preparedness, OEP, now known as FEMA, built a hardened, protected against nuclear attack, underground facility in 1971 at 5231 Riggs Road, Gaithersburg, near junction of routes 97 and 108, beneath a cow pasture, in Montgomery County, Maryland, between Olney and Laytonsville. It is entered by a staircase from a small surface building, although there is a horizontal entrance that is used to unload freight. The Federal Regional Center at the Olney Special Facility had served as the alternate National Warning Center, contained a National Civil Defense computer system, and was one of two centers, the other being at the North American Aerospace Defense Command or NORAD in Cheyenne Mountain, that would issue a warning in case of a nuclear attack on the United States. It was believed by some to be at least 10 levels deep, however the report of 2 levels seems to be more realistic. It takes up an area of 65,000 square feet. With the warning center supposedly transferred to Thomasville, Georgia, it now serves as a satellite teleregistration facility, along with other regional centers. There was a bunker located under the north lawn of the National Park Service's Stephen P. Mather Training Center, formerly Storer College, off Fillmore Street in Harpers Ferry, Virginia. It was to be the Emergency Relocation Center, ERC, for the Department of Interior. Containing only pedestrian access, the door is set into a retaining wall adjacent to the driveway. The facility is now used by the NPS Interpretive Design Center. There is an abandoned bunker, codenamed Cannonball, on top of Cross Mountain in Franklin County, near the town of Shimstown, Pennsylvania, south of Mercersburg, that served as a FEMA VIP, Evacuation and Support Center. It is a 103-foot-high cylindrical tower, that is 25 foot in diameter, with reinforced concrete walls 15 inches thick. The tower, accessed through a blast door on its side at ground level, contained microwave communications equipment, and served as a microwave relay station. It is believed to have one underground level, which is now flooded. The site also contains an 8,000-gallon fuel tank. A similar-looking facility, part of the same network of facilities, known as a VIP, Evacuation and Support Facility, codenamed Corkscrew, is located at Boonesboro, Maryland, between Middletown and Rehearseville, on the spine of South Mountain, called Lamb's Knoll. On Reno Mountain Road, near the monument of the Civil War officer, Reno, there is an unmarked blacktop service road, marked private, that leads to the gate of this installation and around to the back of a silo-like structure, where, a short distance away, is a metal door below ground level. There are no other visible surface structures, which makes it obvious that its facilities are underground. It is fenced in, not marked with any signs, and has an unmanned electric gate. On the grounds there are a couple of collapsible antenna masts and fire tower, and an AT&T relay tower. On the USGS map it is referred to as a fire tower and helipad, while local people refer to it as a missile site, missile silo, weather station, radar site or atmospheric test facility. It is not only a microwave relay station, it is also a complete presidential emergency facility, PEF, which contains a 2-level underground circular bunker. It is divided into wedge-shaped rooms like a pie, about 100 feet in diameter. Another underground FEMA VIP, Evacuation and Support Facility has been identified at Hearthstone Mountain, west of Hagerstown, MD. One of 60, 20 are underground hardened installations, built around the country. It housed an autovan, automatic voice network, center, terrestrial microwave links and troposcatter radio equipment. They were typically large, multi-level installations built to withstand a nuclear attack, with walls 1/2 feet thick, and shielded with copper to repel electromagnetic pulse. There is a decontamination chamber and internal filtering system, power generators, with fuel storage, bunks, medical supplies, and enough food to accommodate a staff of 30 for about 3 weeks. This site is said to be abandoned. Other underground FEMA facilities during the 1950s, it was reported that there was a large underground facility underneath the AT&T building in downtown Santa Rosa, California, which was believed to have tunnels extending a couple miles away to a nearby military base. In 1992, about 15 miles southeast of Santa Rosa, in the mountains near the Napa and Sonoma County line, another underground facility was built. Investigated by the Napa Sentinel, they were told by officials at Travis Air Force Base and Hamilton AFB, that it was to be a FEMA base. There is a large microwave transmitter there. East of Santa Rosa, in a remote area of Napa, in Oakville, near the top of the mountain, is the Oakville Grade Facility, which is another secret underground installation that is part of the continuity of government system. Constructed of reinforced steel, it replaced other sites which were located in Benicia, and an old railway tunnel in Ukiah. The first concrete reinforced underground FEMA Federal Regional Center, FRC, in the country, representing Region VI and states of Arkansas, Louisiana, New Mexico, Oklahoma, Texas, was constructed on a 20-acre parcel of land in Denton, Texas, 800 North Loop 288. The FRC for Region X, Alaska, Idaho, Oregon, Washington, is an underground office facility located in a refurbished decommissioned Nike missile site in Bothell, Washington, 130 228th Street SW. The FRC complex for Region I, Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, Rhode Island, Connecticut, Massachusetts, is at 63, Building A, and 65, Building B, on Old Marlborough Road, in Maynard, Massachusetts, Middlesex County, and has an underground facility containing 2 levels. The FRC for Region 4, Alabama, Florida, Georgia, Kentucky, Missouri, North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, in Thomasville, Georgia, is located on a 38-acre site, and is a 37,734 square foot underground facility that was built in the early 1970s. It has its own independent water, power and support systems, as well as a telecommunications center. The FRC for Region 8, Colorado, Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota, Utah, Wyoming, is located at the Denver Federal Center, access through Gate 1 at W. 6th Avenue and Kipling Street in Lakewood, Colorado. During World War II, a 2,080-acre area west of Denver was the site of the Denver Ordnance Plant, which produced ammunition for the war. Afterwards, the government kept 690 acres, which became the single largest concentration of federal offices outside of Washington, D.C. In 1963, the FEMA Center was located in Building 50, with a 96-foot by 22-foot Quonset type, corrugated steel structure with arched ribs, bunker submerged in the ground west of it. In 1969 they moved to Building 710, a self-contained, 2-level underground installation that can provide working and living space for 300 government personnel for up to 30 days. It is accessed through a lobby that protrudes from the earth, and beyond the blast door is a command center, offices, reception area, living area, male and female dormitories with 3-tier bunk beds, pantry, dining facilities, lockers, restrooms, and showers, and communications center, with computers, high-frequency radios, ham radio, and a 10,000-watt transmitter which is protected against electromagnetic pulse, lightning and electrical surge. It can operate independently of public utilities, has a main and backup generators, an 800-foot well, and a 5,000-gallon water tank. A 40-acre antenna field contains 10 above ground, and 2 buried antennae, which can be raised to the surface in the event the others are damaged. Because these installations were constructed during the Cold War, when there was a constant threat of nuclear attack, their locations were kept a highly guarded secret. The information I outlined on the FEMA installations within the Federal Arc is all that is known about the facilities near the seat of power in Washington, which means there are many others. In addition, because officials from Washington could be anywhere in the country on a given day, it is necessary to have underground facilities around the country. For instance, when the terrorist attacks occurred on September 11, President Bush was at an elementary school in Sarasota, Florida. With the skies being a very dangerous place, his plane redirected to Offutt Air Force Base, outside Omaha, Nebraska, where he was taken to a blast-proof bunker beneath a tiny brick building. So, basically there are probably a lot of underground facilities around the country. Besides serving as emergency relocation centers, there are also regional installations for FEMA operations, as well as bunkers that are used for military purposes. Although it is not known how many are still operational, most likely a lot of them are. Again, just like the detention centers, there is a list available on the internet of underground installations throughout the country. Though I would love to reproduce the list here, I struggled with the fact that, for the most part, these lists are not totally accurate. It is admitted that most of these underground facilities would not be able to withstand the direct hit of a nuclear blast, which is why the secrecy of their locations was so important. However, were their primary purpose to really be functional bomb shelters? It's safe to say that billions of dollars were spent to build these installations within a 20-year period. It's almost as if government officials were expecting our country to be totally decimated. I believe there was a secondary reason for their construction. In a time of martial law, they will be able to protect government officials from any sort of paramilitary attack from the citizenry. No matter what is happening on the surface, they will be able to run the country and direct events from below.